Hello, my name is Léa, and this week I invite you to take 5 minutes each day to pause and reflect together. We will explore what it means to experience a desert season. You know, the silence, the void, the nothingness, however it translates in daily life. Today, I want to suggest that deserts can prompt us to hope in the truth. So clear up your mind, pour yourself a coffee, and just take 5. I don't know about you, but I felt that many of us have gone through this time of quarantine as through some kind of desert. A desert is typically a barren area of landscape with very little or no rain at all. A desert can be sandy, rocky, or icy, but essentially, because of the lack of precipitation, it is very hostile to life, either for plants or animals or humans. And while deserts make beautiful pictures for a desktop or living room frames, they are painful to walk and actually live through. How can we go through our deserts without losing hope? I find it fascinating that the Bible speaks volume about this very question. In the great plot of human history, God chose to reveal himself to people who were not only living in desertic regions, but who were led by God himself to experience long journeys in the desert. In the Bible and other historical documents, we read the records of our ancestors in the faith. At times, they crucially experienced seasons marked by the absence of food, absence of comfort, absence of material and financial security, absence of relationships, absence of hope. When Moses led the Israelites through the desert, he and his people lacked food and water and the peace of knowing where you're going and what tomorrow is going to look like. The uncertainties caused relationships to fall apart, and trust was broken time and time again. Where is God? They were asking. We can see him. We can feel him. Maybe he does not even exist. The aridity and scarcity they suffered made them question everything. I wonder how many of us question faith because we don't see or feel. And this is the issue with deserts. We can't rely on our immediate senses to grasp the breadth of reality. But Moses wanted his people to grasp reality. And so he gave them the key. In Deuteronomy chapter 8, we read his very simple but profound advice. Remember. When you can't see or feel or rely on your senses, journey back into your memories and remember. Remember when you actually felt the transcendent, when you realized you were part of a bigger story, when you saw miracles and felt you heard God's voice. Hold on to these memories. They are precious milestones on your way. When you walk the desert, remember. Similarly, when Jesus underwent hunger, fatigue, and temptation in the desert, what did he do? He remembered. He remembered Moses' words in Deuteronomy and held on to the truth and promise of the presence of God. Man does not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of the Lord. In other words, when Jesus himself suffered in the desert, he renewed his hope in God. And the hope he models for us is that even when we have nothing and lack everything, God is enough. I have gone through desert myself. My refreshing oasis was to remember and try and stand upon the truths that really give hope. If you're experiencing a season of desert, what fountain of truth can you go to and draw hope from? When everything else is gone, what words of scripture can you remember and proclaim?